Hi everybody. I was just thinking that after the other day I was talking about the brushes and how to clean them and keep them nice, that I hadn't actually thought about the fact that people don't usually know what each brush is for. So you've got so many different types of brushes, and if you were starting out and you wanted to get yourself some brushes, here are some tips. Okay, so you've got two basic types of brushes. You've got your round brush, and then you've got your flat brush. Wait a minute, let me flip. Where are this? You can see it. There you go. So you've got a flat brush. Now, your round brushes, these are really cool for doing your line work, to get areas where you want a fine line, and that's really what they're for. Your flat brushes, they're more for covering in spaces. So if you're coloring in a space, then that one will do the job, and it'll stay within the lines of an outline that you may have done. It's a bit like coloring in sometimes when you paint. So then there's different brushes again for different spaces. So like, say for instance, these are my beautiful, I love these ones, but say if I'm going to do a small area, I would use the little one, and then if I'm doing one of my really big canvases, then I'll go and use this one, because that'll cover more area. You've got to remember that your paint, depending on where you are, may dry really quickly, so you want to try and get as much coverage as you can. So using the right tool for the right space is kind of really important. So you don't need to go out and spend heaps of money. Like, you can get sets of brushes for maybe $10, $12, depending on where you go. I'm sure eBay's got some amazing deals, as they usually do. The main thing is that you look after them. If you look after them, they will last you a bit longer. And then once you get more, I guess if you get more into it and you start to discover that you want to practice and keep going, then you start buying the more expensive brushes. And they do make a difference when you're doing your artwork. But I would never suggest anybody go out and buy expensive brushes to start with, because you don't know what kind of brushes you actually like. You will find that you go back to a few. Even though I've got like a bunch, there's usually the usual suspects that I use. So that's that. And there's also this stuff that people may have seen around, these little spongy things. They're awesome. So especially if you just want to play and you want to have a go, you can just dip your sponge into the paint, sponge it on, sponge it off, however you like doing that. And it's really a cheap and easy tool to get. Like, you can get them like this, but you can also just get a normal everyday sponge and cut it up and you just sponge on. It's a bit like playing and having fun. You can use your fingers too, don't forget that. You can finger paint. It's a legitimate way of making art. So that's the main idea with brushes. So yeah, if you've got some, or if you've got some ideas of or you've got some random brushes that you want to know what they're for, just pop it in the comment box and we can have a look at them. We'll put a picture up. You might find too that, yeah, this is a way to start doing more of your art if you know what your equipment does. So I'm going to do another one, but with some basics, equipment and paint, so that you know what paint to look for if you're out and about. All right, have a good weekend.